I would say number one would be cloud. I think that a lot of CIOs, particularly in the mid-market, are really looking to get as much as possible out of their budgets. I think the cloud offerings that we're seeing emerge really help drive that. Number two, I would say scalability. I think that as companies grow, they're looking for offerings that will not only help them today, but will help them in the future. Number three, I would say data management is a huge issue. I think with the proliferation of smartphones and other devices, the amount of information generated, apparently there's going to be more information generated over the next 3 years than has ever been generated. That's a huge management issue and a huge storage issue. So I see that as a problem. And then the final thing is just helping the mid-market CIO do their job. Managing multiple vendor relationships is a real problem, and any way in which we can help simplify that, I think, is a good thing. Put simply, this is really taking the hardware that we now have through the Sun acquisition that we did and combining that at an engineering level with the software. So with the Oracle Database Appliance, you're taking essentially an x86 box, you're combining that with the Oracle Database and the clustering and the storage, and putting that all into a simple appliance that you simply plug in and plug into the network. That is way simpler than buying all of those piece parts, and Oracle is in the unique position of owning everything from the chip all the way to the applications, which enables us to put the developers in one room and make it faster, cheaper, and simpler for our customers. Absolutely. So really bringing it back around to what I was talking about earlier, if you're seeing trends like cloud, for example, in mid-market, things like the engineered systems give you a very cost-effective but very powerful platform for your cloud. So if you're looking to create a private cloud within your organization, you've got a phenomenal platform now that's extremely cost-effective to build that cloud platform on. From the point of view of data management, again, from the engineered systems point of view, you've got a data management platform that will help you, A, grow, because we've got multiple products in the family, but will also help you with the storage issues and everything else as part of that. So it addresses that. And then from a vendor simplicity, a bit like the piece parts of a car, you don't want your car delivered in all of the different parts that make up a car, and you don't want the complication of dealing with multiple vendors, which is what arguably the manufacturers are asking our customers to do today. So by putting that together as an engineered system, it increases simplicity for our customers in the mid-market space. Yeah, so the Oracle Database Appliance is a dual Xeon processor x86 box from Oracle. Combines the Oracle Database and Oracle RAC, so it provides that high availability element around the database. And of course, we're the market leader in the database, so there's a huge leverage point there around a mid-market company adopting a high availability platform, which historically you would have had to have built. And believe me, creating a kind of a high availability scenario is not for the faint of heart. It's really difficult to do. And so to be able to buy that as an appliance is certainly a huge benefit. The other thing I would add around the Oracle Database Appliance is that it comes for $50K. It's a low price point for a CIO in the mid-market. But we also offer something very unique and exclusive to Oracle, which is pay as you grow. And what that means is you buy the 24-core box and you only have to license it for as little as 2 cores. If you were to buy the same box from, say, HP and be licensing Oracle Database, you'd have to license all 24 cores. But because we've combined it now as an appliance, and we're Oracle on Oracle, if you like, we give the benefit of being able to scale back to 2 cores. So if you imagine this scenario, you're now only licensing the software for 2 cores. That cost savings benefit of not licensing the rest pays for the box and everything else. So it's truly pay as you grow, and then as a company, as you grow, you can license more and more cores. So there's a big benefit there in terms of Oracle Database Appliance and where we're targeting it. So I would say the price point, the pay as you grow aspects of this really do provide you with a true mid-market product. Even better, CRN Magazine voted this product of the year. So they went out and they looked at all of the different products out on the marketplace and voted this one as product of the year. So we're very excited about that. Well, this is what's so beautiful about this, in that this is a truly disruptive product. None of our competitors right now have any engineered systems out there. And I guess back to the earlier point, there's very few companies out there that have the ability to do that. In other words, they don't own the x86 boxes, plus the software, plus the clustering, plus the storage. I should also mention that as well, that it's got 12 terabytes of storage in the box as well. So we're in a unique position to be able to offer that, which is great, but there are truly no vendors out there today. Now, we have heard that several of the larger vendors are now coming out with similar offerings. They haven't done that yet, but I would take that as a strong endorsement of the road that we're kind of headed down with this. So it's disruptive, and pay as you grow, as I mentioned earlier, is also very disruptive in that there's no one else that can offer that. I think the best example would be CallSource, Southern California call center analytics company, providing really BI information to call centers to get better information about their performance. They had a 3-year-old Dell implementation that they were looking to refresh, and what they found was that the ODA appliance not only gave them 7 times faster performance, it was actually also returning reports for them that they'd never ever previously been able to get a return on. In other words, they tried running the reports and they couldn't get them to generate. So not only did they get 7x improvement in performance, they were now getting reports run that they could never get run before. So huge benefit for them, better output for them, for their customers, and on top of that, they got a $250,000 price saving old Dell implementation compared to the new Oracle implementation. It is very important to us that, in addition to Oracle, that we've got a robust partner ecosystem that can help our customers, because we recognize that customers don't just want everything from Oracle. They want to get help from partners, and they have good relationships with partners. So we built really 2 things. One, we built a Fast 50 program, as we called it, which, given that we only started shipping this in October, we wanted to make sure that we were quick to market with qualified partners. So we identified very quickly 50 partners that made investments around the actual Oracle Database Appliance boxes themselves, quickly trained up a number of those, and what we did was we then linked those partners to our Oracle Direct sales organization, such that as soon as our Oracle Direct teams had an opportunity, they handed that over to the partners, and the partners then went and worked with those customers around those opportunities. That then gave the partner the, what I would call, force multiplier effect of really being able to spread out and take more of the opportunities from our own sales organization, but they were then able to put their services on top. So the Fast 50 program has been enormously successful. We've seen rapid growth in this pipeline. I can tell you there's some very major names that are getting into Oracle Database Appliance. One major pharmacy chain I would reference, I can't give you their names unfortunately, but they are now deploying Oracle Database Appliance in multiple stores around the country. It really suits very well the distributed enterprise, so where you've got multiple branches, multiple mills, multiple factories, multiple breweries. Because of the remote management capability of Oracle Database Appliance, you now no longer need to put people on planes. So, you know, we've seen some huge benefits. The partners are loving it because it's such a strong story and because it's disruptive in the marketplace. I see that the cloud is going to drive more and more interest, because from a budgetary standpoint with the CIOs, they want to see their budgets go further and have not have the requirement to have to make the investment in the people and the systems. They'd rather have their budget go to better business return things. So I see that there's going to be more and more demand for cloud-based offerings. Oracle is investing heavily in that. I think that security is going to continue to be an issue. So if I'm investing in a cloud-based offering, how good is the security? Is my information residing on the same server as a competitor? So I think the security aspect is going to be key. I do think that the engineered systems theme is going to continue to grow. I think you're going to see our competitors come out with similar offerings around engineered systems. If you think of it this way, again, you don't want your car delivered in pieces. You want your car as one thing that comprises the engine, the wheels, and everything put together. And so the engineered systems is a very cost-effective way. It reduces the number of vendors that companies have to deal with. It doesn't require them to have to put all the pieces together. And it is a way in which you can drive way more cost efficiency and price performance out of the systems that you're buying. So I do think that the other vendors are going to start going heavily down that road based on the success that we've seen from that. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be talking more about our engineered systems strategy, and I think that this will be a great opportunity for us to also introduce some of our partners. So we're investing heavily around these kind of CIO forums, and we're really excited about this one in New Orleans. We're going to basically be bringing, I think, 2 or 3 of our partners, so they can not only talk about their Oracle capability around engineered systems, but also they can talk about their services that they put on the back of that. We're looking to be able to provide one-on-ones, so if there are CIO mid-market players out there that would like to sit down with us and our partners one-on-one. And so really we're very much looking forward to that. We find the dialogue is a lot more interactive doing these kind of events, and so we're looking forward to it. Well, I think at the end of the day, what is so important is that we're listening to the customers, because although we may think that where we're going and where we're heading is the right thing, it's most important that we're hearing from our customers in terms of what their needs are, what their business challenges are. So what is so good about these kind of mid-market forums and the other kinds of events that you happen to offer is that it brings the reality of the street to us as the manufacturers trying to address the needs of the business and the trends that are happening. So I really think there's a lot of value in the events offered, because you can't get that dialogue unless you're coming together, and that's where you guys come in. So I think it's very valuable from that point of view.